Today, we are going to take a real-life example from one of our clients who is creating packaging for home goods. Their challenge was getting consistent gray reproduction. That included consistent grays from package to package, which are printed at a variety of printers overseas, as well as consistency with the gray elements within the same package. We are going to walk you through how we use GMG tools to solve these issues. As you can see here, we have a gray panel that is a Pantone gray on the left side of the box, and sitting next to it is a photo that is made up of CMYK. When the design went to press, there were two problems the client experienced. The first was that since the box was printed at multiple locations, the CMYK gray reproduced differently from press to press. During the press runs, the CMYK gray leaned magenta on one print run, green on the next, creating multiple grays on products that sat next to each other on the shelves, which is obviously not what the client wanted. So our first course of action was to stabilize the CMYK grays. To do this, we used GMG's ColorPlug-in. The standard CMYK gray separation has quite a bit of cyan, magenta, and yellow in the build, and if a press isn't well calibrated, a file like this can shift during printing. In this case, we used the ColorPlug-in to apply a medium GCR ink optimization. This took away some of the cyan, magenta, and yellow and replaced it with black. You wouldn't see much of a change on the composed image, and that is exactly the point. We want the file to retain the image intent and not shift. But if we look at the channels after applying the GCR ink optimization, now we can see much more of the file is made up of black, with less cyan, magenta, and yellow. Because there is more black, the image will stay stable on press and have less possibility of shifting. Notice that we can apply this in layers, so we are careful to apply this to the gray elements, but we can leave the product and skin tone as a more full separation. By doing this, the press still has room to make moves during printing, and the grays will remain stable. As you can see, this process helps with the consistencies of grays from press to press, as well as package to package. This solution might be sufficient, but as I mentioned, there was one more issue, and that is harmonizing the gray side panel with the other gray elements. Naturally, they don't match, and no amount of adjusting at the design stage will allow the CMYK build to match harmoniously next to Pantone Cool Gray. This is because grays made up of cyan, magenta, yellow, and black are susceptible to small shifts in color on the press, whereas Pantone Cool Gray is made up entirely of gray ink. To solve this problem, we made a custom separation in GMG OpenColor and then used GMG ColorPlug-in to apply the separation to the image in Photoshop. First, in OpenColor, we created a project and defined our printing condition. Next, we added in a Pantone gray and selected this color to be used in separation. After that, we selected our graphical characterization dataset, Pantone dataset, and created a proofing profile for our P7000 printer. This allowed us to proof the file through ColorProof, so we had a hard copy proof to sign off on. Now, let's look at the Separation tab. Here is where we created the separation parameters. You can think of OpenColor as the place where you create your separations, and you can think of Color Server or ColorPlug-in as the place where you actually separate the files. Now that we have everything built in OpenColor, we can publish the profiles, which will be available to us in Photoshop with the Color plugin. If we go over to Photoshop, we can try out our new separation. Now, I'm going to select the part of the image that I want to apply this to. I can select the colors I want to use. In this case, I just want to use black and Pantone gray. It will query back to OpenColor, and in just a few moments, I have a file that is separated with black and Pantone gray. After applying this process, we can see the grays in the image are totally neutral, since it is made up of only Pantone gray and black. This ensures perfect harmony between the Pantone gray side panel and the rest of the image elements. There is no way the file can possibly shift on press because there is no more cyan, magenta, or yellow in the gray elements at all. To confirm that we've gotten the effect we want on the proof, we can print this multi-channel file through ColorProof as you see here. We are using the proofing profile that was generated in OpenColor for this project. After reviewing the proof, we can even make changes to fine-tune the results, for example, fine-tuning contrast and density in Photoshop. Now we are able to hand off a separated file, along with a proof, that we can tell with confidence will print as we intend it to. The result is a printed package with perfectly harmonious grays. By utilizing this process, not only has the client achieved the end result they desired, but they were able to see it, review it, approve it, and hand over a meaningful file with a physical proof for the press to match. Since the client was already using this Pantone color, we were able to achieve their goal without increasing print costs. This process cuts time on the design cycle, avoids costly reprints, and ensures the final result is exactly what the client envisioned.